Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. It's your host, Chris and Deepom. Deepom being a co-host, not a guest.
No problem.
We're talking The Flash Season 4, Episode 16. Iris is giving Barry speed when the team fights a bus meta who has the ability to swap people's DNA. I think we talked about this briefly. Not really. It kind of came up when we were talking about the Legend of Tomorrow. So I'm assuming you like this episode, right?
I really did.
Me too. I thank you guys. The last two episodes have been. Here's what I like about this episode. What I like about this episode is I went in thinking I wasn't gonna like it. I went in going, I don't know about this, guys. I don't know. We'll see how you guys pull this off. I don't know. But just like the last episode, every problem I thought I was going to have with this episode, because I'm kind of gun shy right now with how they do things, they went back, just like the last episode, and they explained it or answered questions I was going to have. And they did it. And I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
There's so many great big moments that I love. There's so many little moments. I have hangers is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And watching Candace Patton do this and like take the lead, she did a really good job. And you could tell that the actress, was having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's several things about this. I mean, like at the very beginning, when I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, because it was like when Ralph was telling her that she doesn't know what danger's like. I was like, you fucker! She had the entire season of Savitar, like thinking trying to kill her. What are you talking? And I was like, oh, wait a minute, Ralph doesn't know about that. And then two, she brings that up herself at the end. I was like, oh, you guys wrapped it all up. Thank you guys. I needed that. You know, them address
And they even made Ralph's like little backsliding make sense.
right.
Because remember last time with the fiddler, he was very much like gung ho. We got to protect these metas, but then the adrenaline wears off, and he's just scared again, which makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense that he's scared again. It makes sense that, well, it goes back to what we were saying before. I think it was a little problem we had before around the Fiddler episode. We were like, Ralph is a bus meta. You guys do have him out here in the field doing all this stuff. Doesn't seem like anybody cares that he could be taken at any point too.
At least Ralph cares.
Well, and then you get this episode and you're saying, oh, well, Ralph definitely gives a fuck. And then after the Fiddler died, you see him, like, we didn't even see him last episode, because they mentioned, they make hints of him having moved into Star Labs and living in the basement. And then this episode you get it and you're like, oh, this motherfucker just has not left. Oh, that makes sense. You know, like every little thing they did here made sense, and I appreciated it. Like, let's save Irish for later. We'll come back to her and dealing with her. I like what they did with Harry this episode, Harry and Cisco. With Harry being like, yo, I'm going to make the thinking cap, which he did not want to call it. I thought that was going to be one of Cisco's terms for helping Harry, that you have to call it the thinking cap.
So I assume that's what it was. Like,
Yeah.
And the unspoken term is you have to use the name I created.
Right. But I like the fact that Harry comes up with this, but then I also like the idea that Cisco's like, no, we're not doing that. That's going to cause problems. So I'm not going to want to base. What I like about it is he doesn't go out and say it, but you're basically got Cisco being like, yo, I'm not about to lose another friend. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna want to have to put down another one of my friends, because even though he had to put down Caitlyn and Killer Frost, like he's had to have to deal with her going all Killer Frost last season.
That was last year. Yeah.
So it's like it makes sense that Cisco's like, oh no, putting my foot down, we're not doing that. That drove DeVoe crazy. I'm not about to have you, subject yourself to dark matter because you're obsessed and you're gonna do this. No, I'm putting my foot down. I'm not going to help you, and I don't care. And it's kind of like that tough love, I'm not going to help you hurt yourself, intervention type deal. But also like the fact that Caitlyn was like, listen, come on, he needs your help. You helping him can help us all, and you can also make sure that he doesn't get himself in too deep. And
which is a really good point.
Right, and they both had valid points about this, like, and it also goes back to showing you that because we've had some issues with this, but what I've always loved about this show is a Wells and Cisco always exists. It's like Batman always needs a Robin, a Cisco always needs a Wells always needs a Cisco, and Harry and Cisco were always a good match, but they've always kind of felt off. And this is not even like saying this was bad writing about them this season. It made sense that Cisco and Harry haven't been on this season with everything else going on. Harry having the same going on with Jesse, and then feeling like he's not smart enough because he's been outmaneuvered by DeVoe. And Cisco, just with everything else he's going on, Cisco's like, yo, dude, what the fuck, man? Come on. Like, stop. Basically, at this point, Cisco's become not the mentor, but he's become the person giving advice and trying to calm Harry down, which it used to be the other way around. It used to be Harry telling Cisco that he's smart enough and that you can do this and you can do that and give him the encouragement. Well, they switched the roles this time, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the way this episode really went into that without actually being too heavy-handed with it and not actually coming out and saying it, right?
Well, if you take away the inversion of a lot of these relationships, it's a very boilerplate episode of The Flash. But it's the ability, like you said, to portray them in the opposite light where you normally see them, especially with Harry and with Wells and Cisco. Yeah, it gives all the characters feel more full and feel more three-dimensional because we've seen them in different positions.
Right, and it plays on the strength that I think that sometimes this show forgets that out of the Arrowverse, they probably have one of the most talented acting corps and cast. Use that shit. They're good together. Your cast is really good together. Play on that, and like you said, you can mix and match them. You can, reverse the roles that they've been in, like they did literally do this episode. Like so, and it's funny you reverse the roles of Iris and Barry, but you also reverse the roles of Harry and Cisco, and it fucking works. And you enjoy that, and yeah, I mean, fuck. Cisco made a fucking Lakuta's a reference from Star Trek. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, dude, fucking love this shit, man. So that was great. Switching the role with having Iris's powers. First of all, it kind of reminding us that Barry's been a terrible teacher.
Terrible teacher.
Like, I was waiting when Iris was stuck in the building with the fire. I was waiting for Barry to have that moment like Wells did in season 1, where Wells explained to him how to phase through, how to feel the Speed Force, and Barry just like, Barry?
Yeah, but they did it with both the times Wells did it in season 1. One was the fire, and one was phasing.
Yeah.
And Barry didn't do either because he's a shitty teacher.
Yeah, and so this is gonna be a reference that maybe D-Bomb gets, but I don't think anybody else is gonna get. It reminded me of the time that Rampage Jackson was a coach on The Ultimate Fighter, and his fighter was being pinned down, and he's in the corner, and the advice that this dude is like, he's pinned, the dude's on top, pounding ground and pound, and his dude's on the bottom, and Rampage is like, get up, score points. You got to score points, and I'm like, dude, that is the worst corner. Meanwhile, the other corner's giving like, all right, now put your left leg over here. Now,
they're giving the most technical, and Rampage just like, try harder.
Right. Have you tried not getting punched in the face?
Not getting hit in the face.
Like,
do that.
That was Barry, and at that point, I was like, you know what? This is where your problem is. Like, Barry, you are a terrible teacher. You are horrible at explaining this shit, dude. Come on. I mean, he kind of he kind of redeemed himself at the end, but even then, when like when he gets his powers back, he's on the Iris, and he's like, hey, so He teaches an old dog new tricks. It teach me how. I never caused a tidal wave before, and I'm just like, Barry, she's gonna explain it way better than you ever could to her. Like,
it's true.
You are a terrible fucking teacher.
He's a terrible teacher, but he knows
he knows how to do it.
He knows how to do it. You know who he is? He's that year Jordan. He's like if Jordan ever tried to coach. Well, Coach Jordan, don't coach Jordan, you motherfucker. Hit the shot.
Right.
But how do I hit it? You hit it. How do you miss it? That's the question.
Right. You throw it, it goes into the hoop. Like, what the fuck, yo?
What kind of question is this? Who taught this? Who drafted this kid? You didn't. Like, fuck, I suck at that. I can't coach. But man, I will hit that shot every time.
Fuck it, I'll do it myself.
Yo,
which is literally
what
he did, yo. People forget that shit. When he was a GM and he started fucking, I'll do it myself. Yo, I'm sorry.
Like, I don't know if people were too young to remember this, but like when Jordan came back and played for the Wizards, it was sad sometimes. Because like every third night you get a moment like, oh shit, that's Jordan. But like for the most of the time it was sad.
Yeah.
But every third night, like he'd put on a fucking show and you'd be like, yo, I don't think Jordan aged. And then he'd like hobble off and miss 2 games.
Right. But then there was the Bobcats joint. Remember when he showed up to the Bobcats practice or something like that? And he was like trying to like, he was like in practice with the dudes because they weren't getting their shit together.
I'm not telling the Michael Jordan Kwame Brown story right now.
Okay.
If you want to Google like the meanest thing you can do to a player, like this is not a sports podcast. I honestly don't know how we got here, but I'm glad
Barry being a terrible teacher.
Oh, that's it.
Barry,
okay, so
Barry being the Michael Jordan. Yeah, Barry being the Michael Jordan of teachers.
So Michael Jordan, when they drafted Kwame Brown in Washington, it had to have been Washington. I don't think it was in Charlotte. He challenges the first overall draft pick out of high school. He challenges him to a game one-on-one. Jordan beats the brakes off of him, berating him loudly enough for people around him to hear. Ends up dunking on him and making the 18-year-old child cry, calling him a little bitch. Kwame Brown was never the same.
Yo, he was never the same. You ruined your player. You ruined him.
If anyone tells you they know what Kwame Brown could have been, like, no, you don't know. We don't know. We'll never know. Because Michael Jordan is a terrible teacher. Barry isn't quite as bad.
No, not that bad. He was at least,
but he's not a good teacher.
He was at least encouraging to Iris and comforting, and he did all the right. Like what I love about this episode is it was literally killing Barry that he didn't have his powers. But he was also like trying to be supportive of his wife. And so I'm watching this episode going, you're doing all the right things, Barry. You're doing all the right things. Like
but you're making the right motions. Right. Your heart is not in it, Barry. I can feel it.
Dude, when at the end, when they were like, are you sure you want to do this? And Barry was ready to go like, fuck yeah. And he was like, I mean, if you want to, babe, if it's up to you. I would, and then afterwards he's like, yo, I would totally let you keep the powers if you wanted them, because we're Team Flash. I'm just like, oh, Barry, it's okay, I get it. You got it. You don't want to be sleeping on the couch tonight. You got to go through these motions. But good God, like you could just tell. It's like Barry just like he's sulking. It's like I gotta walk everywhere. Like this is terrible. What is this life? So good, so good. I felt for Barry there, yo. I felt for him so much. You need a moment.
Him being like at the very end, I would never ask you to give my powers back. That's the biggest lie this show's ever told. This motherfucker is a speed addict. He loves this shit.
Oh man. Oh,
you decide. If she'd have said, I'm keeping him, He was like, "Fuck that shit!" Like that. Now that's the outtake I need.
Oh man, like I said, yo, Barry really loves Irish because he did all the motions here. Because, that's a way to.
Oh, that lie, yo. Whatever you decide, that's such a lie, Barry.
Yo, listen, the whatever you decide lie that you tell your significant other at any point, like it's, you got to take it. You got to eat that one though.
Just listen to these. It's always a lie, guys.
Right.
Whatever you decide is always a lie. That also means that we've done the math in our head that we can live with whatever we think you might decide.
Right. We've already done the calculations. We're like, worst case scenario, we got to do this.
We played worst case scenario. Right. We can play that game super fast. Mm-hmm. We're like the Flash in that way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And once you decided, I can find happiness in that worst case. Not a lot of it. Like it's not for us. But we can find happiness within it. Yeah. Whatever you decide.
Yeah. But I also like the idea too that wasn't just. So again, they could have made it like seem like, oh, Barry's just, he definitely is a speed freak and he definitely needs a speed. But I also like the idea that it was more than just that. Like when Barry says to Irish, he's like, I lost my powers, but I also lost my job. I can't come back. And so he just feels like everything. I feel like I'm losing everything around me. And so you can definitely see why at this point his speed was like the last thing he had. He had lost his reputation. He had lost his job. Like speed was what he had. And now he's lost that too. Fuck, I totally get why he would be kind of down with it. He looked depressed in this entire episode. He was just depressed. He was depressed the entire episode. I was just like, God damn. I also like the fact that, but just going with Iris again, I like the fact that seeing her. So I know a lot of people have a problem with her being team leader. I don't necessarily have a problem with her being team leader. I know what the show, to me, the show is trying to find a way, and I feel like when you have a TV show, you have to do this. Trying to find a way not to have Irish be the Lois Lane. And so they're trying to have a way because, I'll get into some of the issues I've been seeing with people with. I don't understand how people don't like Candace Patton and don't like Iris West. Like, I don't. What the fuck?
I don't like those people. I'm not even aware those people exist. They're literally nothing to me.
Like, they're nothing to me, but what gets me is like, so I saw in the Project Phantom group, they posted like the interview she was doing about this episode, and the comments were disgusting. Not the Project Phantom comments, because I can't remember who posted it. Sorry if you're listening to this. I'm sorry, I can't remember who posted in the group. But they were asking people to go and give some love to the video because the comments in that video were disgusting. And there's two things about this. Like, it's one thing if these people were just like in the dark reaches of the internet and, in their little Tumblr blogs or whatever, and they're there. But when they actually start literally harassing the actress to the point that she has to literally she basically addresses by saying that it doesn't faze her. You guys can go fuck yourself. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, first of all, how are you a fucking fan of The Flash and have a problem with Iris West? She's always there. Look, I know I made my jokes about Thawne putting his hand through her forehead. Like, Iris comes back. Like,
sorry.
Aunt Iris is there during Wally West's turn. Like, she's always been there. It's a different Iris, but like from the future. But Flash comments are weird. I said it for you. I knew you were gonna say it. But like, Iris West is a staple of the Flash family. What the fuck you mean you want her to go? Oh, it's because she's black? Go fuck yourself even more. Go fuck yourself even more. Like, that's ridiculous. This is like, I remember this came up during season 1 and 2 when people were doing the shipping stuff and we ignored it. But the fact that we're now 4 seasons in and people still have a problem. Like, I've been seeing, I'm like you, I try to ignore them, but I see the thing, oh, she's the weakest link on the show. I'm like, Caitlin says hello. She's gotten better this season, by the way. But, like, Iris West is the weakest link on the show? Are you fucking serious? Like, she's the lightning rod. She's taken over. We no longer have black fatherhood moments, we have black wife moments. She has literally been the lightning rod. She has been, she's been a leader of the team, which I think she's done a good job for. And you said what now?
I think they've done a really good job of. The one thing I would say about this episode, like on the largest scale, we'll talk about smaller things in a second. It sharpened the edges around Iris. It made her role more defined as far as the how and the why. And I like that they addressed that she used to have a life.
Well,
I like that they addressed that she went back to the blog, which, Iris, you're not real, so that's fine. If you were real, I need you to hire a copy editor because that's a terrible title. It's a terrible title, and you can't let people. That can't be your return to the blogosphere. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you gotta come
with an interview with the Flash or some shit. Like, put yourself in some danger, like Lois Lane would. I mean, not Lois Lane.
But no, you're right. Like the end when they reveal that she's gonna go back to being a writer, and they also reveal why she kind of got rid of all that stuff and what was going on. She was like, I was a reporter. I used to throw myself in the face of danger. And then when Avatar happened, I kind of like retweeted. She basically pulled a Ralph. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. When you go back and think about it and really think about what she went through, it makes sense. She didn't have powers, and she literally had a speedster trying to kill her. Motherfuckers, I'd be in a bunker too. And I say bunker because she should have gone to a bunker, not Star Labs, because it literally has the worst security of all time. So I'm just saying,
like the worst.
The worst. But no, like, what's the problem here, guys? Like, out of anybody who has a problem, like, I just don't understand the issue with Iris. Like, look, I like the idea of making sure she has a job outside. I like the idea of having her go back to writing. I think she should do that. I think she should have a job outside of being team leader of the Flash. But I also think that her being grounded and being, in charge, because here's the thing, everybody else has a purpose. Everybody else does something. Like, they even at this point gotten Caitlin back into doing, medical things. Cisco's clearly the tech guy, along with him and Harry are, the Batman and Robin of tech and solutions. And then Flash is your heavy hitter, your speedster. You need somebody calling the shots. It can't be Joe because he's got a full-time job as a police officer. So why can't it be Iris? Like, I don't have a problem with that at all. And if you let her go back to also writing and doing that as her strength, what's the problem? What's the problem? I just don't. I think that's fine. I think it's okay. I think they've given. Here's the thing. We don't really complain about Felicity on Team Arrow. She's tech support. She has a job. She has.
Everyone's got a role. I'd be weird if she didn't have a role.
Well, the thing that kills me about it is the first two seasons she didn't have a role, and people were trying to figure out what her role was. Now you give her a role, and her role is literally to be team leader in the Flash. And you see when Barry goes to the wrong fucking monitor because he's like, I don't know what you do. Come on, we've all been there. Like, everybody's good at certain things, and like I remember, I think it was in this episode you even see it. Iris, like, she has her speed powers. She has Barry's speed, but she also at one point tells everybody what to do.
Yes. Which she stopped doing, which she should have actually started doing again, because there's a man with fire powers.
Yeah.
Is Killer Frost on the fritz? Is she on fucking strike? What happened?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's so much to love about this episode. I'm not going to even talk about, like, strange lapses in logic that happened, because Purple Lightning, wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I was like, why?
Wonderful.
That doesn't make any sense, but okay. I mean,
no,
we
hey.
It's like, I'm like, wait. We have Jessie, guys. We have a female speaker on the show. We literally had her last episode.
Shut your mouth and enjoy Purple Lightning. They come out and say that was for Prince, and I'd be like, "See, Chris?
What's he now? See, now if they had done that,
no, you made your stance. You're anti-fun again.
Anti-fun.
Weird.
It's about that time of the season, though. It's about that time of the season where we'd be anti-fun.
You just get mad at stuff. I hope they sing for the next 3 fucking weeks.
I was like, now you shut your fucking mouth.
I loved Barry nodding the thank you to Cisco after he rescues Iris.
Yes.
I loved her switching clothes with Caitlin.
Oh, that was amazing. It's like, oh yeah, I can do it. Like, wait. So let me get this straight. You're just gonna put her sweatshirt on, and now nobody's gonna notice you with the okay. Hey, let's do it. I'm fine with it.
Domino mask. Here, I'm a sucker for a domino mask.
Oh,
sorry, guys.
Listen. The domino mask is the greatest. Like, not mask. It's undefeated. It's undefeated. It's like, you know what I don't get? I don't get people that are okay with domino masks, but then get upset that nobody knows that Clark Kent is Superman because he has glasses on. It's like, motherfucker, how do you not know that Robin is Tim Drake when he has a fucking domino mask on? That's it. What the fuck, dude?
So there's tons of reasons why it would work for Robin. So, like, first and foremost, he's never seen in full daylight. Like, who the fuck is I'm not doing this with you. Domino mask works, motherfucker. The glasses is stupid. The domino mask works. The glasses only make sense if you can't conceive that Superman would have a human identity.
Well, then I think that would also make sense.
It doesn't work for Robin because he's clearly an acrobatic kid.
It still goes. You know what? Also, just reminded me of this. Just reminded me of the greatest SNL skits of all time with The Rock being Clark Kent. Remember that shit?
I haven't seen that, but that's
was it SNL or was it Mad TV? I can't remember which. I think it was SNL. You've never seen that one?
Yeah, I do.
Where he was like they were like, yo, I can see the suit. Like, he's wearing a blue and red suit under a white shirt. How does he not know? Like, it is.
Talking about chum? Like, no, it's clearly that's you. I can see through your shirt.
Hey, Superman, come in here right now. Okay. Oh, hey, wait a minute, guys. I'm not Superman. Seriously, if you have never seen, if you've never seen the SNL skits with The Rock, I think there's at least two of them that he's done. Not skits, but like 2 times he's hosted. The first time he had they brought on the Big Show, they brought on Mick Foley. Like, it is great. There's that, and then there's what was Nicotrol, where he was like he was like the nicotine patch.
Yo, I remember that. The Rock does well on those shows. He's a very funny guy.
Yo, he's fucking hilarious. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how we got here now. But first fucking... Jordan didn't... Oh, yes, Domino Mask. I'm sorry. Continue.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm glad they had a Domino Mask for her lying around. I love that they took her first outfit from the episode and ended up making that her super suit.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was cool. I don't know. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought everything with Iris was just so much fun and so enjoyable, and it gave Candace Patton, who's probably an unheralded cog in the show, it gave her a lot to do and really let her shine.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think to me, this was a great episode for Candace and for the character Iris, just because, again, when you look at, and again, when you see the hate that she gets, like, this is to me the show saying, hey, no, we support Iris, and they gave her a lot of. You know what this reminded me? It reminded me of the Zari episode they did with Legend of Tomorrow, where it gives you a lot of character development for a character that's been through a lot, but that hasn't had a chance to really get that development. And that's what it felt like for me this episode. Like, you got a lot there. You reaffirm why Iris is important. You give her some things to do. And yeah, no, I thought it was great. I'm going to be interested in seeing what happens when they start bringing the DeVoe stuff back in. Because these last 2 episodes have kind of been, I mean, they've mentioned some DeVoe stuff, but they really haven't involved DeVoe. I'm gonna see.
Well, they added a bus meta to the team. Like, they added another member of their team.
Well, yeah, they did. Again, but what I mean,
we're going to result with Cisco running really fast at some point. I'm really excited for
it. Yes. So I
Oh God, I just figured out how the season ends.
Oh. Go and say we did this on the show.
Dolph's gonna absorb all their team's powers
and be a basically super scroll.
Gonna be Super Skull Ralph versus the Thinker.
Yeah.
With all his powers.
Of course.
Oh, buddy.
Because here's the thing: the way they're treating Ralph, you got to end with Ralph being like you got to end it with Ralph defeating DeVoe,
and he has to be rescued by a young EMT named Susan, Sue Dibney. Just let us meet her and keep Brad Meltzer the fuck away from her. That's an identity crisis joke for anyone who's read that book.
The other thing too, like, because this is something else I figured out about just the themes on this season, because sometimes they feel like a little muddled, but I figured out what it is. They're basically showing us that Barry's team around him is stronger because of the people around him, and you have basically all from adding people in from Ralph to this minute was Melting Point. Matthew Kim, bring him in, Caitlin and Killer Frost, and bring these people in, Harry, all this, all the way up to Iris, his wife, the love of his life, who's his support system. Like, they're showing us all this stuff with Barry, just opposed to that with DeVoe, who's literally pushing his wife away, whose wife was his Iris at a point. To now that he started absorbing all these other metas and doing all this stuff, we're literally watching him now to the point that he's drugging his wife to make her.
He's losing his anchor while Barry's reinforcing it.
Exactly. These last couple episodes have kind of made me realize that a little bit more, because again, they were getting kind of muddled with some of the messaging they were doing, just how they put some of the episodes together. But the last two episodes made me realize, like, okay, I got it now. I see what you guys are doing. I see where you guys are going with this. It makes sense, and that overall theme, I can rock with. That's a overall theme that works. And like you said, it would definitely cap with them all coming together and giving Ralph either they give Ralph the powers or they give Ralph's powers to Barry, which would be very, very weird looking.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Ralph absorbing a bunch of powers.
I think so too. That makes sense.
And then having to take on DeVoe.
Yeah. So let's see. We got an email about this.
Do it.
DeAndre says, yo, so a few things. I don't like the fact that they clearly not putting the suit in the ring. I guess this is my hill to die on, like Chris, and the lack of DC having a limited service. No, it's my hill to die on. I've just died on the hill.
Why'd you bring that shit up? I'm having a nice day.
Yeah, like
ruined.
We no longer talk about the ring, the suit in the ring anymore. We just don't do it. Like,
Thawne will be back. His suit goes in the ring. I'll appreciate when I've got it.
So here's the thing. Now that we've already seen them make a tiny suit case for Ralph's suit and stuff like that, the season better end with the fucking suit going in the ring. Or I swear to God, when I'm at San Diego Comic-Con this year at the Flash panels, I'm raising fucking hell. I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I'm just
start handing out flash rings.
You know what? You're right. I'm just gonna hand one to Grant Gustin and like, hey, just
you know what to
do. You know what it is.
You know what to do.
What if the mystery girl is DeVoe and his wife's daughter, while he was the black guy? I think you're talking about who we all think is Dawn Island or one of the. Yeah, I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think that mystery girl. She's not related to DeVoe or his wife's daughter. No, I definitely think that's more of a Allen family bloodline from the future type deal. Because remember, yeah. So I'll leave it there. I really hope this guy isn't going to turn on the team, but I feel like he's going to turn on the team. Iris wasn't bad. I was expecting her to be bad, but she wasn't. I didn't mind this at all. The guy at the end might have been the worst actor I've ever seen on the show. I spent the last fight cringing at his forced lines. Joe looked even more annoyed. I actually did have that in my notes. That dude was terrible. Like the dude who had the fire powers at the end. Give me my money. Long live rock and roll. Like, that dude was horrendous. Do not defend
I don't know.
this.
I mean, what do you? It's a villain of the week from the Flash. Like, I was expecting a Juilliard study.
No, but dude.
Hold on. I'm sorry. He's making a fire tornado. I'd have been like, so you want me at a 7? Here's a 12, motherfucker. I'd give you full camp because it's a campy thing. I'm fine with it. That's weird. If you have a problem with things being campy on the Flash,
No, dude, that was more than it wasn't just campy. It was
have
just
fun
bad.
once in your fucking life.
Oh, we were having fun. That was just bad. Boo.
Goodness gracious.
Boo.
Not everything has to be so fucking serious.
Get this man
off
this.
Frank Miller called. He wants his seriousness back. Lay the fuck off. It's Flash. Can I please enjoy something?
All right, so I guess I can't wait until we talk about 66 Batman on the next Character Corner.
Oh. The Flash, as we're learning from DC, the Flash is not Batman. And Batman's not the Flash. Grim and Giddy Flash won't play with me. 66 Batman, we'll talk about it next time.
While with the team all yelling at Barry during Iris's first mission, he had these powers for a while, sure, but explaining them how to vibrate through rock took him how long? And Cisco could have just vibed her out anyway. So anyway, love your show, even when my bias makes me love an episode Chris hates. Well, I think the team was yelling at Barry because Barry had it took Barry a while, but it's like I think we kind of covered that before. It's like Barry's just a terrible teacher. Like Barry needs to learn better how to maybe not even learn. Like I've been around people like this who are really, really smart. Matter of fact, I got people on my team that are like this who are really, really smart, but can't really explain in layman's terms how to do things or explain things. Like especially when again you guys kind of got to understand. It's like it was a serious moment for Barry. His wife was in trouble, but Barry's instructions were really, really fucking terrible. Like and
you know what it is? It's when your parents ask you how to do something on their phone. You're like, just give me the phone. Give me the phone. Just give me the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, show me how. No, I'll just do it. How about that?
It's quicker if I do it. You're right. And
it's just quicker if I do it.
But yeah, it's everything we see. Remember how long it took Barry to teach Wally how to phase through walls, and he never really taught Wally how to do it. Wally just kind of did it. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I think that's why people, and not to mention they were yelling because it's like, yo, your wife's about to die, so you better explain to her how to do this shit. But like even now when he was like, he told her to. How do I get the fire out? Oh no, you know how to do it. Just twirl your arms real fast, and she would twirl them the wrong way to make it hotter. I'm like, oh Barry, like need a little bit more instructions than that.
He wasn't going fast enough. That's what it was. Right. I remember that episode, Barry.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, come on, Barry. Like you gotta explain it. He was like, you'll go the other way. I'm like, Barry, okay. Not helping Barry, not helping. Barry's just not a helpful teacher. Like Barry's not who you go to. I think that's what's gonna be great. Like having Wally be a good teacher. Yeah, that's gonna work. So anyway, trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. I don't know if there was any. Was there any terrible movie news that came out this week? No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I saw one I'm ignoring.
Oh, okay. Like, there's something I want to talk to you about afterwards because I'm working on something. So, but this you guys pretend like you didn't hear this. But what you should hear is go check out the Wolverine The Long Night podcast on Stitcher, Stitcher.com/premium. Put in the code Tuesday and you will get a free month of Stitcher Premium. And you can listen to Marvel's new podcast series, 10 episodes on Wolverine The Long Night, which is basically just like an audio play. So check that out. And there's plenty of other stuff on Stitcher Premium you can check out with no ads. They definitely have some comedy albums and things like that, bonus episodes from your favorite shows. So check that out. Again, Stitcher.com/premium. Put the code in Tuesday. Also, on YouTube.com/MTR Network, my review for Tomb Raider is up as well. So, it might be the best video game movie that they've ever made. That is still not a hard thing to do.
Oh, man.
Well, no, look. So, I think right now it's sitting at like 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is, if you want to be honest, here's the thing. It's probably where it belongs. But I will say this, it's probably where it belongs, but I also don't think if anybody watches it, they'll be like violently upset like you are when you watch most video game movies. It's more like they miss some opportunities, but if they make a sequel, I won't be mad. It's kind of like that. Like it's not bad at all, not at all. Like, and again, if it's at 50%, that's still like I think 14% more higher than the highest rated video game movie, which I think is skewed. I think the highest rated video game movie before this is Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal. So yeah, when a whitewashed movie is the highest rated video game movie, it should just tell you what the video game movie are just not good. So anyway, folks, thanks very much for listening. We will be back this weekend with Arrow and Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And and I don't know if it's going to come out in order. I think we're going to save. We're going to record our MCU character corner this weekend, but I might save it for the week that the Infinity War comes out. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to save it for May 5th.
There you go.
I'm going to save it for that week. So that actually be 10 years. We'll drop it on the 10-year anniversary. So anyway, folks, thank you guys very much for listening. And until next time, we're out of here. Peace.